See, that looks pretty good. Come on now, right? Hey, this is Tony Taylor from Bikeberry. It's good to see you. I'm here with my good friend, Alex Nave. He is a humble guy. I just gotta tell you, like, super humble. He's like, I don't take any credit, man. I'm just a guy trying to figure this out. But from my perspective, I'm just gonna be real, is when I got into this, again, just out of curiosity, hey, I don't know much about small engines. Two-strokes sound amazing. Let's buy one. That's my entry into it. Alex and Bikeberry were the two things that came up pretty much right away for me. And so he'd already done, stage 4 engine unboxings, things like that. I probably watched that video, I don't know, a whole bunch of times. But that gave me the insight because he was just, he just being real, right? So anyway, I showed up at his house and his place here in amazing Central Illinois. He's got an F-Zero behind him. I brought mine today, and we're ripping around town. I'm telling you, he pulls ahead. He's got me. He's very comfortable. I'm like, I got to get up to your comfort level, man. All right, so Alex. So again, you're a humble guy. I love your. You're like, no, I don't want any credit. I'm just a guy figuring this out too, and that's me too. So I feel exactly the same way.
So I don't call myself an expert by any means. I'm just here to help. I say I just started building these bikes to get me back and forth to work, and I had one of my friends. I said, you should record this and share what you're doing, and then that was 2012, and now it's a couple years later, say it is what it is now.
Right. Okay, so that's a decade ago.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Okay,
yeah, so we started back long ago when these engines they looked completely different than they were now. It was all little tiny 6mm bolts and a bunch of cheaper parts.
Yeah, and now everything's pretty standardized. Like, I think because of all of the content that you put out and other people like you, like, it's elevated the industry to pretty much standardize heavier duty hardware, things like that. Is that pretty accurate?
Yeah, and I'm not going to say I had any hand in it, but just having, seeing those, the people that actually do that, having a little bit of an input in that.
That's what I think.
Like you said, I mean, kind of upgraded everything from smaller bolts to 8mm to, open port style. So everything is definitely progressing.
That's awesome. So tell me, just let's go from the beginning. What's the beginning look like for you?
The beginning, back in 2012, mainly we had one vehicle. Me and the wife had one vehicle, and I had to get across town to work. So I saw that there was this whole following of putting these little two-stroke engines on these bicycles. So I decided to get a kit, and then one thing led to another, started selling them, started doing the YouTube videos, and and now we're here.
Right. Okay. So you're like, hey, I need transportation. I need cheap transportation. Order a kit, figure it out, and all of that. And the cool thing is he lives in a town where it's pretty easy to ride. Yeah, there's traffic and stuff like that, but overall, it's pretty easy to ride around here. I didn't find it troublesome being a country boy. I'll tell you right now. So what's the first kit that you had? What's the first bike that you had?
Oh, first bike I had was a Huffy Cranbrook, the classic Huffy Cranbrook.
Come on now.
I started with a PK80 engine. It was a 6mm, 32mm intake, 32mm stroke. It was kind of the go-to back then.
It was.
PK80,
yeah.
I'm still a big fan of them.
Yeah, they hold up, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So got that, started figuring out how to get them going faster and more reliable. And I started kind of learning the tips and tricks. And don't get me wrong, I blew up a couple of engines along the way there, but we finally found a good combination that lasted, 1,000+ miles here on the roads and trails around here. So that's kind of how we started, just trial and error. A lot of error, but a lot of trial and error.
A lot of error. So so PK80. Huffy, which is where I started too, pretty much. I got the stage 4 on mine, but it's, same, same thing. I've been stage 4 in it, right? Yeah, all that. I guess, what did you find out as far as, obviously you're using it for transportation, the reliability part? I'm thinking mechanical here. What are kind of the stages that you went through? Because you're learning along the way, and you're going, I got this engine on. My question is did you go for mechanical reliability, performance? What was your
reliability? Longevity, in particular, was trying to find how to keep vibrations down, how to not break engine studs. That was the main thing, breaking the mounting studs, because they were all 6mm bolts, which are tiny compared to these 8.
Yeah.
So I was shearing those off. Every time I'd get an engine that was a little bit more powerful than they should have been, it just ripped those bolts right off. So I would take them all and drill them all out to M8 anyways, you know, the 8mm bolt.
Oh, okay, so you're modifying them.
Yeah. So once the manufacturer started doing that, it kind of saved me a whole lot of trouble doing that.
Yeah, thank you, right?
Well, I didn't have any part to do with it.
but
the first thing I did was keep those from breaking, because those vibrations will either kill the engine mounts or kill your frame then at that point.
So did that, so you solved that problem, and then carburetors, performance, like, did that come into play again in the realm of reliability?
Yeah. So I like the NT carb, the NT and the speed style carbs.
I do too.
The HP carb is nice just for a beginner. When I first started, the HP carb, I couldn't figure it out.
Yeah,
I mean, I didn't have the jets to
and everybody told me it sucked.
Because if you don't know how to tune it.
That's what I thought.
Exactly. I didn't have the jets that went with it, so I was trying to figure out why it was just dumping gas into my bike and just smoking out the back.
Yeah.
It's because I didn't have the right jets. So once you find the right jets and you have a little time, take a couple hours to get it tuned in, those are great. But I like the stock carb just because for a beginner. You move that needle clip up and you can...
Yeah, and it's like game on, right?
Yeah, exactly. But either one does fine. I'm just a big fan of the NT, the speed one.
I am too.
Unless you're moving up to like a performance,
a whole different world.
Mikuni or...
a whole different world,
Exactly.
Again, beginning, we'll just kind of recap that. Beginning, like, hey, I need transportation, I need to be cost effective, all that jazz. I'm figuring this out. They're running good. I'm excited about it. I got friends involved. Well, website, YouTube, all that came along. Yeah, you said, I got a friend, like, hey, you should record this or whatever. The ones I saw was mostly you recording yourself. What started you to do that on a regular basis, to feel like you needed to do it on a regular basis?
Ooh, that's a very good question. Now, don't take this in the wrong way. I did it because I got tired of explaining how to do things.
Oh, okay.
Especially fixing the clutch and that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Let me
That's tutorials.
Let me do a tutorial of it. That way I can send you this link. You can watch that 1,000 times. You can stop it. Either that or kind of like the blog
Learn
post.
at your own pace.
Exactly. Yeah. So I started doing videos just so I didn't have to repeat myself 1,000 times, but just to help, honestly, to help.
Yeah. Well, I like it because that, again, you're unboxing at stage 4. I'm like, oh, that looks like the engine to get. Like, I don't know anything about it. You did that unboxing video. I probably watched it a dozen times, but just the things you would say about it, I would catch something new each time, and then it would add to my knowledge bank. So that's awesome. I'm the result of that.
That's really cool. I like hearing that I'm actually helping people learn and that kind of stuff.
You did,
to get people on the road and just get the freedom back. That's my main goal, and to get rid of the stigma around these bikes. You know what I mean? I get 150, 100 miles a gallon average.
It's crazy.
So in this day and age, definitely become more popular.
Mainstream. Absolutely. What I like about what you're doing, like there's other kind of channels I'll follow, like guitar players, things like that, right? I can tell they're making up content to shoot a video. I don't like to do that. I like to actually be working on something and go, hey, other people should know this. And I think you're the same way. Anytime I've watched anything that you put out, I don't feel like you're just going, oh, I gotta do content today. What's your thought behind that?
I'm not gonna push out something just to get some content out. You know what I mean? Like, and honestly, I do a whole bunch of work that I think, I should have grabbed the camera, because sometimes it's just, hey, this bike won't start. And I get it fixed, within a couple hours.
That's why.
I should have grabbed the camera. I should have just have the one in the garage. Exactly. So I don't like pushing out content per se. I'm not gonna put out something just to give you something to watch and then dead air. You know what I mean? Just fill it. No. I do like a good riding video. That way. I feel myself leaning in some of those videos too, so even I get that thrill of riding. So I like doing some of those, but I'm not gonna just spit out a video just for nothing.
So have you thought of presenting? Because one thing I really try to do is go, okay, now I'm gonna do this this project. I'm gonna build the F-Zero. Do you think content in process? That way people see the process.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, no, I think that would be, especially some of the starting things I do, just take the engine apart, trim the pieces, the burrs, that kind of stuff. The process, I'm sure a lot of people would love to see my process, which is kind of hard for me because my process is a little bit all over the place. Some days it's
because you're figuring it out too.
Exactly. Some days this bike, some days this bike, but I think it'd be nice just to set up a camera in the corner of the workshop and just hit record, and then just show you, hey, today we're working on. The other day I had another Phantom 85 that came in. I replaced the piston in, so little things like that I think would be nice to show everybody that way.
Well, he's got a new warehouse, so he's going to have a place for it. So I could see a camera set up.
We got a warehouse and 2 acres of land, so we should be able to have some fun out there.
Yeah, I'll be visiting for sure. I hope we move in. So, what prompted a website and all that? Is it all the connections that you've had in the industry?
Yeah, exactly. I needed one place for everybody just to reach me, one place to see kind of what we had. When we first started, we were selling kits on Amazon.
Okay. You did Amazon.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we still do a little bit of that, but we just needed a main place for everybody to find our stuff.
Yeah.
Just like, hey, we sell the quality stuff. We've tested. We broke all of the other stuff. So here's the stuff that remains. Yeah. That's what it came down to.
Okay. So you're like, get it. Well, and you're an internet guy like me, where you have digital marketing kind of background and all that, right?
Yeah, so we have Motor Life, and then Motor Life Collectibles, and then Motor Life Automotive too, which is the whole other side of it. So the website was a main place to put all of that stuff in one area.
Yeah,
so,
stick it all in one spot.
And we're working on a motivational channel too. So Motored Living is going to be another.
Whoa, that's a good idea.
Just
so
get on that and get motivational pep talks and just kind of keep the energy. People tell me I kind of have a decent little energy, so I try to keep that going and keep people pumped up. So.
Yeah. Well, okay, let's talk about that. That's interesting you say that, because for anybody who's now entrepreneurial, I'm going to talk entrepreneurial kind of perspective. For me to really change my life, I needed those that have gone before me to pep me up sometimes. So what's your, I guess for you, motivational stuff, what do you see in that? Because that's interesting.
My family has been my biggest, motivational support. My wife, Kayla, is my number one supporter. She's the one that said you can do literally anything you put your mind to.
Yeah.
So having that support group, having just friends, that actually, back in the day I had a whole group of friends that we could ride with, having that constant support of like, look, you have a great attitude. People need to share your energy per se. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not that I'm a good speaker or anything. I have a decent, people have told me I have a decent attitude. And,
character.
Share that with the world. Kind of like you, I mean, you're easy to get along with.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Kind of just a good attitude. So I like sharing that and try to share that in my videos, or at least a general, attitude of positivity.
Encouragement and all that. Yeah. So that's cool. That's cool that you're making it a part of it.
Especially, I mean, I got into this world because of that, that bad situation, that situation.
Yeah.
But I think if I kind of let myself get down that negativity route and go and spiral out of control, instead I put all my energy towards something positive that helped people. And once I started feeling good from helping people, that kind of, multiplied, and those people started helping other people, and then you have a community of people.
Out.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it's just all about keeping positive and just, tell people there's always a light at the end of the tunnel.
Always.
There's always something. You never know what's going to happen next in life, and everything happens in life for a reason. Yeah. So that's
choices.
That's kind of stuff that brings, Bike Berry to Peoria to see Motor Life. So yeah.
Absolutely. No, that's beautiful, man. I'm excited for you. And any way that you need help, I'm here for you for that. That's totally cool.
I always need help.
yeah, we all need help, right? No, that's fantastic. So looking into the future of it, I mean, you're got into this hobby, you figured it out, you promoted it, you've walked people through how-tos and all that, your experiences. It seems like you're really pivoting your life, like, again, you're getting a facility, which is a big deal. What's the future look like?
Bright. I mean, better and better each and every day. I don't want to say it, but I think e-bikes will eventually take over. Sadly, these small engines will fade out, but e-bikes are becoming more and more popular. So providing that, just plug-in transportation to people.
Right.
But the future, the possibilities are endless. You know what I mean? I think if we start giving these bikes a really good name, we start getting more mainstream people into it. I've had people in the Heights, I've had people in Dunlap, I've had people all over buy them now, which is kind of a different clientele than I'm used to per se. So I love seeing that these things grow, and the fact that they get such good gas mileage you can't beat that.
Yeah,
So
if you're all about that.
The future of these bikes, I mean, they're going to just get better, faster,
Yeah.
probably better on gas mileage, maybe a little quieter.
Yeah.
I know the clutch. There's some new hydraulic clutches that are coming out. You know,
Yeah.
those are okay. The future on these bikes is definitely good. It might shift towards e-bikes, though, unfortunately.
Well, the one thing I see though is you get a lot of young kids with the same curiosity that I had. Hey, I don't know much about a small gas engine. And so you start there, even though e-bikes are cool and all that, but you just get it and then you ride it.
Right. Yeah.
There's really no like interaction with it.
There's really motion connected to it.
Yeah, it's like it's a thing and it's cool and I like it, but I just get on it and go. But I don't really, you know, unless I'm interested in electronics and all that. But there's a lot. I mean, you look at that and there's a lot that goes. I mean, us just riding around today, people, just so you know, like. There's little things that we got to deal with. We have to stop, and we're like, "Oh, my brake needs adjusted," and all that, because we're slapping these things together, and we're showing you guys how to do it. But there's a constant like nurturing thing with them, which I kind of dig, and I think
you develop an emotional connection to your bike.
Well, because everything's on there because I put it on there.
Right.
All of
it's
it.
It's you. It's your personality.
It's like, yes, I bought a kit. Yes, yes, you got this thing, but it's like to make it ride down the road like we did, like that's your effort. Versus I just bought it, it came in, I put the front wheel on it, and I took off or whatever, which is fine. Like it's great.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's what I see.
We had that emotional connection. I mean, if we would have rode the e-bikes throughout the same trails we just did, I don't think we would have had as much fun. Going through dropping clutches,
Yeah, because there's something about
the brap machine out of it,
Right, because when he's ripping ahead of me and I'm listening to his engine versus mine, I'm like, oh, I could tune this. Like I'm learning, right? I'm like that. If you're on an e-bike, it's like, this guy's faster, slower. I wouldn't have really been like, oh, we enjoyed the city, But it's like I'm listening to him like, oh, okay. And he's talking about break-in process and all of that. That I see people, that's why I don't see things like this going away, because people are going to be curious about something old. Something, wow, they developed this a long time ago and it's still around in this form. That's interesting.
Well, Honda started as a motorized bike company. You know what I mean? So this really
Harley.
That brought me back to the old Indians, the old Harleys, 1900s, where it really just was a bicycle. With 1,000cc engines, strapped to it. So that's, I love the fact that this kind of brings it back to it. And that's one reason why I like the F-Zero frame, is because it reminds me of that, almost that Indian feel, that straight tank. You put a set of cruiser bars on these look like a nice old, Indian racer.
Cool. Yeah.
So that's why I like the F-Zero frame. That's why I kind of got into that.
All right, so now you're talking my wheelhouse, man. Okay, so I loved when they were one thing and then they became something else. I love that transition period. Bicycle to motorcycle, 1910, right? Is that kind of the era? All right, we share a love right there. This is cool. So, because I think it comes back to the same thing. The reason is all that figuring out that they were doing to make that happen, to turn into what we see today. What's your thoughts on?
I like
expand
it
on that
because it's kind of what we're doing now. Just experiment. Let's put this on there, see if we can get it going this fast. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Put this on there, see if we tune the car this way. Yeah. See if we can get it going.
Still a bicycle though. That's what's cool about it.
Still a bicycle though. So you can imagine. Well, especially back in the day, imagine some of those were super sketch to ride, which which kind of brings in that excitement of riding these.
Totally.
I'm not going to say it's sketchy, but it just brings that feel, that exhilaration of getting on the road, the wide open.
And a modern machine, a modern bicycle that
better brakes.
Better brakes, better lot of things, right? Yeah. No, that's what drew me to it too, is like board track racers. Like, that was dangerous as heck. They were doing 90 back in 1910. I mean, come on, right? Like we think things are fast today. Like they've always been doing it. And we can see why that died out. It's too dangerous,
just
right?
Just a frame and engine and on and off.
Oh my gosh, yeah. But this kind of gives you that feeling, that evoking that. Yeah. No,
that's what makes it a good hobby too, because it's not just just a way to get to work. It keeps your mind active. It keeps it gives you something to devote your mind to. And I have a
Yeah.
whole lot of people that stay out of trouble because they're just spending time thinking about these
Yeah.
bikes and doing that and playing with them.
Yeah.
And it really keeps them out of trouble.
Yeah, that's a good thing to say, is because I've never been one to get in trouble, and I always say, well, because I'm too busy
Right.
with doing cool stuff.
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's crazy. So where can people reach you, contact you?
Oh,
See your stuff.
Motorlife@gmail. If you just Google Motorlife, you should see the YouTube channel. Get on the YouTube, motorlife.com. There's the store on there. You're going to see the motor blog too, which we do little segments on, just how to put together stuff, maybe tools, maybe a bike here or there.
Yeah.
Just Motorlife on YouTube is where you're going to find all the information on this bike here. So.
All right. So what content do you have coming out pretty soon?
Mainly going over this one, kind of doing a whole, you can own this bike. Like you can own this bike. You can own this one. You can own this one.
Yeah.
They're just a nice option. We took the best of Bike Berry stuff, made an awesome bike out of it. So the next video is going to be, you can own this bike.
Whoa.
Go to the link. You can own this bike. It flies. And you can see from the video, these bikes fly. So.
Yeah, you smoking me today.
It's not about speed.
I'm just kidding you. Well, Alex, thank you so much, my man.
I appreciate you coming and seeing me, man. It's been a blast today.
I thoroughly enjoyed it. I'll keep watching you. I'll keep learning.
Yeah.
And the next time you see us together, he'll probably be in his new warehouse.
Yeah, for sure. It's awesome. It's an awesome place.
So excited.
I appreciate you, brother.
Yeah.